Most guys think the way to win a woman over is through effort, texting more,
Yes.
proving they care, showing they're different. But here's the paradox. The more you try to prove your worth, the less valuable you look. There's a psychological twist most men miss. The power of non-reaction. Because nothing shatters a woman's ego faster than a man who doesn't need to play her game to win. 1. Her ego thrives on control. A woman's ego feeds on one thing: control. When she senses that she can make you react, she feels powerful. Every time you chase, over-explain, or try to fix things, you're feeding that control loop. It's not about love anymore, it's about validation. The key here isn't to become cold or distant, but to stay centered. Think about it. When you stop playing into her expectations, she starts questioning herself, not you. Suddenly the balance shifts. The one who was trying to dominate emotionally starts feeling uncertain, and that's where the change begins. Every strong man eventually learns. Control is an illusion. You never lose it when you stop reacting, you gain it back. 2. Silence, the most powerful reaction. Silence is like psychological fire. It burns through ego. When you stop explaining, defending, or justifying yourself, your absence becomes louder than any argument. It forces her to sit with her thoughts, something most people can't stand. Imagine this. You don't respond to a provocation, a manipulative message, or a guilt trip. Instead, you stay calm, grounded. Suddenly, the whole energy shifts. The person who expected chaos finds peace, and that peace scares them more than any reaction ever could. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It means you've mastered emotional discipline, something that screams strength in a world addicted to noise. 3. Indifference hits harder than anger. Anger still shows you care. Indifference, though, that's what truly shakes the ego. When a man stops giving emotional feedback, it's like pulling the plug on a power source. She loses the emotional grip she once had. It's not about pretending not to care. It's about truly finding your peace. When you focus on your purpose, your growth, your own path, her approval stops being the currency that defines your worth. And that's when her ego starts to crack. The moment she feels your energy detached from her, she realizes she's no longer in control. And that realization hits harder than any words ever could. For emotional detachment is a superpower. Detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop depending. You can love someone deeply and still refuse to let them control your emotions. That's where real strength lies. Most people confuse detachment with apathy, but they're opposites. Detachment is awareness. It's knowing when to step back, breathe, and not let your emotions run the show. You become an observer instead of a reactor. And the more you practice this, the more magnetic you become. Because nothing is more attractive than someone who's calm, unbothered, and fully in charge of their inner world. 5. The mirror effect. Here's where things get interesting. When you stop reacting, you turn into a mirror. Everything she tries to project, manipulation, guilt, drama, bounces right back at her. It forces her to face parts of herself she's been running from. At first, this drives her crazy. She'll test you even harder, trying to get a reaction. But when you keep that calm energy, the game ends. She's no longer dealing with the same person. She's facing her own reflection. And that's when her ego starts breaking down. Not because you fought back, but because you refused to play. 6. Presence over pressure. A lot of men try to win by constantly proving their value. But the truth is, presence beats pressure every single time. You don't need to chase attention. Your quiet confidence already commands it. Women feel it when a man is at peace with himself. It's in his tone, his posture, the way he looks at the world. That calmness creates tension, not because you're ignoring her, but because she can feel you're in control of yourself. And when you master that energy, you stop chasing validation. You become the one who sets the tone. 7. The psychological move. The absence game. The ultimate psychological move isn't confrontation, it's absence. When you withdraw your attention, the entire dynamic changes. You go from being predictable to being a mystery again. And nothing challenges a woman's ego more than uncertainty. Absence makes her question her assumptions, her control, and her place in your world. It's not manipulation, it's balance. You're teaching her unconsciously, that your energy is something to be earned, not taken for granted. And once she realizes that, she'll start chasing the connection she once thought she controlled. Conclusion. At the end of the day, this isn't about winning some mental game, it's about mastering yourself. True power begins when you stop reacting and start choosing. When you realize silence can say more than 1,000 words, and detachment is the sharpest weapon against ego. So, here's the real question. Are you still trying to prove your worth? Or are you ready to let your absence speak for you? If this video made you rethink the way you approach emotional power, drop a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're just getting started. Hey, the next one will take this even deeper.